Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone present here on the occasion of Jatiya Gaurav Diwas. The Department of Anthropology extends its sincere greetings to our esteemed chief guest, Professor P. Prakash Babu Sir, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University. Respected guests of honor, Dr. N. Chandramouli Sir, Professor, Head of the Department, Department of History, Dean of School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Pondicherry University. Dr. Yadla Venkatrao Sir, Professor, Department of Tourism Studies, Dean Students Welfare, School of Management. We also welcome our revered convener, Dr. Valerie Dakar Ma'am, Associate Professor, Head of the Department, Department of Anthropology, Pondicherry University. Our distinguished faculty members, academicians, Dr. Jesuratnam Devarapalli Sir, Professor, Dr. Rajesh Gururaj Kundagi Sir, Associate Professor, all the respected academicians, guests, research scholars, students, all the participants of the folk competition conducted on the occasion of Jatiya Gaurav Diwas 2025 on December 8 in collaboration with Dean Students Welfare. A very warm welcome to all of you to this vibrant celebration of culture, identity, continuity, collective heritage, and traditional arts. I'm Deepthi, second year MS student from the Department of Anthropology, honored to serve as your MC for today's occasion of Jatiya Gaurav Diwas 2025, a vibrant celebration of cultural heritage and traditional arts. Now I request all the students to stand and applaud during the moment of lighting of the lamp that we will be proceeding with now. We will now commence this auspicious event. We invoke the blessings of knowledge through the traditional lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the triumph of light over darkness. It is our distinct honor to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu Sir, Dr. N. Chandramouli Sir, Dean of School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Dr. Yadla Venkatrao Sir, Dean Students Welfare, our convener and head Dr. Valerie Dakar Ma'am, and our esteemed academician Dr. Jesuratnam Devarapalli Sir. I request all the dignitaries to kindly proceed and kindle the lamp of wisdom.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor P. Prakash Babu, keynote speaker who is joining us online, Professor Premananda Panda, our Dean of Students Welfare, Professor Venkata Rao, our Dean of School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Professor Chandramouli, Deputy Dean Students Welfare, Professor C.P. George, Senior Colleague of the Department, Professor J. Suratnam, Dr. Rajesh from the department, and we have heads and deans and faculty member, my dear friends, scholars and students, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to speak to you this morning and to welcome you to this program of the Jatiya Gaurav Diwas 2025, celebrated in commemoration of the birth anniversary of the revered Birsa Munda, the great Munda warrior and freedom fighter, whose most famous slogan was Abwa Raj Ete Jana, Maharani Raj Tundu Jana, meaning let the kingdom of the queen be ended and our kingdom be established, a powerful call for tribal self-rule or Swaraj against the British colonial rule and exploitation. As you are all aware, this is a Government of India initiative, and the Ministry of Tribal Affairs is observing Jatiya Gaurav Varsh to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Under this initiative, various ministries and departments of the Government of India were requested to organize activities and events under the banner of Jatiya Gaurav Diwas across the country, and universities across the country are holding various programs and events to commemorate this day. The Department of Anthropology, in collaboration with the Dean, the Office of the Dean Students Welfare, have been organizing this event every year, and we are very grateful for that. First and foremost, I cordially welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu Sir, who has kindly consented to grace this important occasion despite his busy schedule. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank him and the university for the financial assistance provided to us to celebrate this event. Sir has always been very supportive and encouraging of any endeavor of the department, and it is with great honor that we welcome him amongst us this morning, and on behalf of the department and everyone gathered here, I heartily welcome you, sir. I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Professor Premananda Panda, who is an erudite scholar and apt to deliver the keynote address, as he has headed various government institutions that are directly related and linked to the Janjatiyas. Sir was ready to be with us in person. He has already packed his bags to board the flight to come to Pondicherry. But due to the ongoing Indigo situation, his flight got cancelled, and hence he is joining us online. I also thank him for readily accepting our invitation to address us online on this momentous day, and I am very certain that his address will immensely enrich us. We welcome you, sir. I extend a very warm welcome to our Dean, School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Professor Chandramoli, sir, who has taken charge a few days back as Dean, but as a senior professor of the school, he has always been very encouraging to us and to any program of the department. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome our Dean of Students' Welfare, Professor Venkata Rao, who is our collaborator, who has been with us throughout the preparation and organizing of this event, along with the Deputy Dean of Students' Welfare, Professor C.B. George. Our collaboration has brought to fruition this program every year, and this year we are greatly honored to have both the Dean and the Deputy Dean with us. The Office of the Dean Students' Welfare has been very supportive and extend all possible help to us. We welcome you, sir and madam. I also take this opportunity to welcome our senior colleague of the department, Professor J. Ratnam, Dr. Rajesh Kundargi, Associate Professor, the heads of the departments who are here with us, our colleagues, my dearest colleagues who have come to be with us on this event, in spite of not being able to, extend a personal invitation to you, but you have come to be with us and to celebrate this day, and I'm very thankful, and I welcome all of you to this. I also welcome the EMRC team, who is always very readily available to us whenever we call and whenever we need them. I welcome our scholars, our students from our department, as well as from various other departments who have taken time to attend this event. Thank you one and all for being here with us today, and a very warm welcome to one and all.
We now invite, with great respect, our esteemed Dean, School of Social Sciences, Dr. N. Chandramouli sir, to deliver the felicitation address and share words of encouragement with us.
President of this event, esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Prakash Babu Garu, distinguished guest of honor, Professor Y. Venkat Rao, Dean Students Welfare, keynote speaker, Professor Premananda Panda, Dr. Valerie, convener and head of the department, my good friends, Professor J. Ratnam and Dr. Rajesh, colleagues from the Department of History, from sister disciplines of the School of Social Sciences and International Studies, research scholars and friends. We gathered here to celebrate the birthday of Bhagavan Birsa Munda, the great son of the soil, which is recognized by the Government of India as the Jatiya Gaurav Diwas, marking his 150th birth anniversary, to be remembered every year as the Tribal Pride Day. The colonial term tribal is a misnomer to refer to the original and indigenous communities of Bharat. In the native languages, they are rightly called as Adima or ancient, and Atavika are forest dwellers, whose antiquity can be taken back to the prehistoric times, right into the Stone Age. The anthropologists, in their study of the settlement and subsistence patterns of the indigenous groups, identified a global phenomenon of dry season aggregation and wet season dispersal in consonance with the movement of the hunt animals and the availability of other forest products of sustenance during the dry and wet seasons. We identified a similar structure of settlement patterns among the Chenchus, one of the most ancient indigenous groups who are now classified as primitive tribal groups by the government of India in the Nallamalai forests. Their semi-permanent and permanent settlements are surviving in close proximity to the Stone Age sites, hint at the continuation of the prehistoric lifestyles. The Janjatis were never identified as an excluded or isolated communities in the Indian knowledge systems. Atharvana Veda is replete with the belief systems and ritual practices, spells and magic, encompassing a wider societal framework, reflecting the interaction and amalgamation of various indigenous cultural groups in ancient India. Ayurveda is traced back to the indigenous medicinal knowledge system. The primacy given to female energy in the Sakta tradition have no parallels in any of the stratified religions across the world. The worship of female energy again can be traced back to the prehistoric times, which continues in a glorious form from across the subcontinent. The earliest reference to Mother Kali is found in Atharvana Veda. Vande Mataram is the recent example of epitomizing the female energy of our country. The author of the epic Ramayana, Valmiki, literally meaning out of the ant hill, hails from the indigenous community. Ramayana celebrated Mother Sabari as feeding Rama. The contemporary indigenous communities of Savaras could be identified as her descendants. We have several versions of Ramayana gloriously adopted into the oral traditions and visual art forms of Bhils, Gonds and Khols of the Vindhyan and Cis-Vindhyan regions of the country. Mahabharata lists out several Adima Jatis fighting on both sides of Kauravas and Pandavas, indicating cultural and political integration of these indigenous communities. Among the agro-pastoral communities of the Mudirajus in Andhra and Telangana, the predominant Gotra is Pandava. In the Warangal district of Telangana, one prehistoric rock art site known as Pandavula Gutta, where the use and cultivation of wild rice, a prehistoric practice, is equated with Bhima and Kunti, the mother of Pandavas. The Mudirajus of the site claim ritual ownership of the medieval frescoes which are found in one of the caves depicting the story of Mahabharata. By 600 BCE, we have several republican states in the Gangetic Valley, which ultimately leads to the emergence of Magadha Janapada as an indigenous one. The first pan-Indian empire of the Mauryas also attests to the rise of indigenous social groups as the ruling ones. Ashokan inscriptions speak about the Andhras, Pulidas as indigenous groups integrated into the statehood. Lichavis are one of the most ancient indigenous republican groups appearing in the 6th century BCE and continue to be in a predominant position right into the Gupta era. Samudragupta, the greatest of all the Gupta rulers, called himself proudly as Lichaviyaha. The Narsimha and Durga cults can be traced back to the indigenous forest communities. The medieval temples provide ample space for all indigenous communities as their gods, goddesses and heroes such as Vithoba, Narasimha, Mallanna, Veerappa, Kannappa, Sammakka, Saralamma, etc., to cite a few, were assimilated into the mainstream cults. The indigenous groups were given exclusive rights in the rituals also. Thus, in the pre-colonial Indian social fabrics, the Adimas or Janjatis were an inseparable and active component. Their belief systems, ritual practices, medicinal and environmental knowledge were beautifully assimilated into the mainstream faiths, cults, rituals and practices and knowledge systems. The Indian government is making concerted efforts to decolonize the concocted historical and cultural discourses on the Janajatis, and the events of this kind will go a long way in fructifying such efforts. I congratulate the Department of Anthropology for organizing the Jatiya Diwas every year. I offer my wholehearted felicitations for this event and thank the head of the Department of Anthropology and convener of the event, Dr. Valerie, and her colleagues for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this celebration. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the inspiring felicitation address. Now, I respectfully invite our esteemed Dean Students Welfare, Dr. Yadla Venkatrao, sir, to deliver the felicitation address.
Good morning, all of you. Respected dignitaries on the dais, President of the program, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, sir, and Dean, School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Professor N. Chandramouli, sir, and head of the Department of Anthropology, Dr. Valerie, and the coordinator of this program, and Premananda Panda, Professor retired from Shambalpur University, and who is supposed to be here to deliver keynote address, and Anthropology Department faculty, Professor Jesuratnam, Rajesh, scholars and students of Anthropology Department, and deans and HODs of various departments in Silver Jubilee campus, students and scholars from other departments, my colleague in the Department of Students Welfare, Professor C.B. Judge, and other invited guests. So we are really privileged to organize this Janajatiya Diwas, a tribal day celebration, which we started almost 4 years back from the time we took the charge in the office of DSW. Every year we have been organizing this Diwas in collaboration with Anthropology Department. I am not going in depth of the essence of the occasion. Professor Chandramouli has given very elaborate sketch of tribes in his introductory remarks, and when we look at the essence of the day, Birsa Munda, whose birthday declared as Gaurav Diwas by Government of India couple of years back, with a significance of highlighting the pride and respect of tribal community of this great nation. So my job is here to deliver felicitation address only. when I look at DSW office, we take this type of events in letter of spirit to organize in a grand manner to spread the essence of these days among the students community. And we look for associate departments to organize such events, and especially this event is very close to the Department of Anthropology. So we request the department HOD to take initiative in organizing this particular program. So when I look at the anthropology department, in our mind we see the department is very cute in terms of its size and in terms of the people who are there, starting from head of the department. The subject also is very cute in terms of its essence and as well as the scope of the subject, anthropology. This subject equally cute to choose civil service optional. Generally, even technical people having engineering background or some of the medical background civil aspirants, they choose anthropology as their options in the civil service examinations. That means we can understand how cute is this subject. When one of the anthropology students came for signature on the certificate, out of interest, I started interacting with that boy. Then I asked, what is next? Now you are doing your PG. Then he said, sir, I already started civil service preparation. I am going to use this subject as civil service option. I felt so happy. As a part of my felicitation address, I look forward, especially the students of this department, to make use this smartness and sweetness of this subject. And let us see that in coming near future, some of these department students are going to clear some service examinations at the central and state level. And at the same time, when we look at the life of Birsa Munda and look at the life of people like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who came from the grassroots level with the smell of sand, they proved that nothing is impossible. Birsa Munda became God, is equal to God for tribal community. And Ambedkar became like another God for socially and economically weaker sections of the society. With this background, knowing the life and journey of such great personalities, and why can't we achieve our higher ambitions to clear exams like civils. Sometimes I feel as a teacher, if we have the will and intention and with the force of the people like Birsa Munda and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who have already proved It is not that we raise up to the level, and at least the spirit and the hora is definitely is going to enable all of us to achieve greater heights. This is, I thought, a part of my felicitation address, and at the end I congratulate especially the Department of Anthropology for taking up this responsibility in organizing Jatiya Gaurav Diwas and entire team, the department, because every year we come here, once in a year. Even I was sharing with my colleague, so once we just upload these pictures in our Facebook, once in a year, after 1 year, you can see the pop-up. And last year, the photograph was popped up. And it is just we are using technology and social media to shape up and even further enhance our ism and mission for our beautiful life. My dear students, especially take all these in a right spirit and achieve the greater heights in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful felicitation address. It is my honor to invite our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, sir, venture capitalist and visionary leader, to deliver the presidential address on this auspicious Jatiya Gaurav Diwas at Pondicherry University, celebrating tribal pride and Birsa Munda's legacy.
Very good morning, all of you. Guests on the dais, Professor Chandramouli, Dean School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Professor Venkat Rao, Dean Students Welfare, today's speaker, Professor Premananda Panda, convener of the program, Dr. Valerie Dakkar, Head Department of Anthropology, and senior professors, Professor Jesuratnam, Dr. Rajesh, scholars, other colleagues sitting here, students, invitees, and the media people. It's my great honor to associate with this function today. It's a inspiring occasion of the Jatiya Gaurav Diwas. Jatiya Gaurav Diwas, observed every year on November 15th to commemorate the birth anniversary of one of India's greatest tribal freedom fighters and anti-colonial leaders, Dharti Aba Birsa Munda. This year holds the special significance as 24-25 is being celebrated nationally as Jatiya Gaurav Vikas, making 150 years since his birth. As part of the year-long celebrations across the country, the period from November 1st to 15th has been dedicated to honoring the sacrifices, struggles, and extraordinary contributions of the Birsa Munda and numerous other tribal leaders who played a pivotal role in the freedom movement and the resisting against the colonial oppression. This fortnight is also celebration of the India's rich tribal culture, heritage and traditions, which form the integral part of our national identity. Tribal leaders and communities across India have a long and proud history of the holding revolts, uprisings and socio-political movements against the British rule, and also the feudal system is in the country. Unfortunately, many of these movements remain underrepresented in the mainstream, despite their profound influences in shaping the India where we live now. Recognizing this gap, the Government of India has undertaken the important initiative of establishing the Tribal Freedom Fighter Museum across the country. These museums aims to preserve and document the stories of tribal resistance, disseminate the knowledge about these movements, and inspire the future generations by bringing the light to the courage and also vision of these extraordinary sons of the soil. Among these icons stands the Birsa Munda, a member of the Munda tribe of the Chota Nagpur Plateau, renowned as a freedom fighter, religious reformer, and a folk hero. His leadership became a powerful symbol of the resistance in the British authority in the 19th century. He led the millennial movement in the Bengal presidency, present-day Jharkhand, mobilizing his people and infusing them with a renewed sense of identity, unity, and the purpose. Though he lived only 25 short years, Birsa Munda's life remains the timeless example of the bravery, sacrifice, and uncompromising the resistance to the injustice. Born on November 15, 1875 in Ulitahu village, he grew up in conditions of the extreme poverty at a time when the British were forcibly penetrating the dense forests of the central and the eastern India. Their efforts disrupted the harmonious tribal communities shared by the nature and introduced the explorative systems that undermines the traditional government and also the agrarian framework such as the Kuntakali system. So the imposition of the Jamindari system in entry and moneylenders, contractors and feudal landlords and the displacement of the tribal people from their lands created a deep social and economic distress. It was his injustice that Birsa Munda rose against with extraordinary courage. His early exposure to the Sardari Larai movement of the 1880s, which attempted to restore the tribal rights through peaceful petitions, deepened his resolve when the colonial regime dismissed these legitimate grievances. Birsa Munda's struggle is not an isolated chapter across the country. Numerous tribal communities, including the Tamars, Santalas, Kasis, Bhils, Mijos, and also Kols, among the many others, fight through the valiant and the revolutionary movement against the colonial rule. Their sacrifices are woven into a large fabric of the India's freedom struggle, strengthening it through their resilience, unity, and unwavering commitment to the justice. Today, as we commemorate the Jatiya Gaurav Diwas, we are reminded of these need of the hour, struggles and the contributions of the scheduled tribes and also brothers and sisters of these communities who continue to enrich the cultural, social, and intellectual life of our nation. This day invites us to reflect not only on the past but also on our collective responsibility to promote the equity, dignity, and inclusive and all the indigenous communities of the contemporary country. Let us take inspiration from the Birsa Munda's legacy, his courage, his clarity of the purpose, and his profound dedication to the freedom and dignity of the people. As an academic community, it is our duty to ensure that these narratives are studied, remembered, and passed on to the future generations with the respect they deserve it. On this historical day, let us reaffirm our commitment to building the society that recognizes and celebrates the invaluable contributions of the tribal communities, past, present, and the future. And the tribal communities are actually the underrepresented in the civilization. If you, as anthropology faculty, I don't have to tell our historian here sitting here on the dais, he explained about the different communities of the country, how they have been part and parcel of our system. There are lot, though we are considering as the Birsa Munda and also other tribal communities, part of the freedom is now we are remembering him as one. But the tribals has the very great discipline. So I was, as you know, that I studied in Japan. So the country is progressing because they believe on their leader. We keep saying that one, if the leader of that department or particular department or unit, if he says that go out to 5th floor and jump from there, they don't ask why, they do that. So that is kind of respect that. So that's why, see, today in our system, if we ask, so why don't you do this one, they say that why you are asking me, what happened to the other fellow, why you are not asking that fellow. So it starts from there. But in the tribal community, let me assure you that one, they have a great respect for the leadership. In their community, they have one leader, entire that hamlet will listen to that leader. Whatever leader says that, they follow in toto. They give lives for that. How many people can do this one here in India? how many communities can sacrifice such a kind of thing. That's for, so this is only one incident. Or Birsa Munda, we came to know that there are so many tribal groups in the country who sacrificed and also vanished during the British rule. So we are yet to identify the tribals, those who are vanished. And this is the department of not only the anthropology but all the social sciences people. You should have the dynamism actually to see the vibrant social structure of the country and identify the people, those who are there in the part of the society but they are not considered in the part of the society. So you have to elucidate and also you have to unearth the facts of the society system, and still it is existing. And many tribal communities are not, actually they have not seen the light of the fruits of the civilization or the freedom actually. So we have to see the, even not only the government, see it's also responsibility of each and every citizen to participate in taking the information and also see that this should be passed to the generations, and also see that we should provide the cultural and also socio-economic backup or the support to the tribal community where they have sacrificed several generations for the country. So with this, I thank and congratulate the Department of Anthropology and also DSW office for organizing such a kind of wonderful meeting so that we can remember the great leaders once again every year. So thank you, and I wish you all best of luck for the next lectures.
Thank you, sir, for sharing insightful words and presidential address. On the occasion of Jatiya Gaurav Diwas, our department successfully organized a folk competition to celebrate and honor the rich cultural heritage of our tribal communities. The event witnessed enthusiastic participation from students showcasing diverse traditions and artistic expressions. We are honored to award the winners and participants today. We now kindly request our respected Vice Chancellor P. Prakash Babu sir in proceeding with the prize distribution to honor our winners and participants. I request all the winners to join us for this highlight moment.
బండెనక బండిగట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లేవో తౌ కొడుకో నైజాము సర్కరోడా బండెనక బండిగట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లేవో తౌ కొడుకో నైజాము సర్కరోడా నా జీల మించినవురో నైజాము సర్కరోడా
బండెనక బండి గట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లే పోతావు కొడుకో నైజాము సర్కరోడా నా జీల మించినవురో నైజాము సర్కరోడా
పోలీసు మిలిటరీ రెండు
బలవంతుల
బలవంతులానుకోని నువ్వు పల్లెలు దోస్తువి కొడుకు మా పల్లెలు దోస్తువి కొడుకు బండెనక బండి గట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బలేవుతో కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నా జీల మించినవురో నైజాము సర్కరోడ జాగీరుదారులంతా జాగీరుదారులంతా మీ అండా జరి కొడుకు నీ అండా జరి కొడుకు
నైజాము సర్కరోడ
బండెనక బండి గట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లేవోతో కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నీ జీల మించినవురో నైజాము సర్కరోడ స్త్రీ పురుషులంతా కలిసి వడిసేళ్ళ రాళ్ళు నింపి వడివడిగా కొట్టితేను కారాపు నీళ్లు తెచ్చి కళ్ళల్ల జల్లితేను నీ మిలిటరీ వారిపోయరు
నైజాము సర్కరోడ
బండెనక బండి గట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లేవుతో కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నా జీల మించినవురు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నైజాము సర్కరోడ జీల మించినవురు నైజాము సర్కరోడ చుట్టుముట్టు సూర్యపేట చుట్టుముట్టు సూర్యపేట నువ్వుండేది హైదరాబాదు గోలుకొండ కిల్లా కింద నీ గోరి గడతం కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నై గోరి గడతం కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నీ గోరి గడతం కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ బండి గట్టి 16 బండ్లు గట్టి ఏ బండ్లేవోతో కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నీ అబుల మించినవురు నైజాము సర్కరోడ బండ్లేవోతో కొడుకు నైజాము సర్కరోడ నా జీల మించినవురు నైజాము సర్కరోడ. Sorry for inconvenience in between. We practiced with the track. Without track, it not have been came with properly because lot of Telugu faculties there. They might have got somebody if they know song. Sorry. The theme of the song is like land to the cultivator, actual cultivator, and the thing is they fighted against the Nizam king and the major what was the revolt of the Telangana people against Nizam. This was the major theme of the song. This came from the suppressed class of the society and it have been given a spirit in the common people, peasants and some who are against the Nizam. They have been used this song and made the people revolutionary. Thank you for giving opportunity.
This is Andrew from the Department of Politics and International Studies. So I will be presenting Sacred Ritual Dance Form of Manipur by Jatiya Gaurav which is performed by the priestesses as well as the male priestesses during the time of La Rauba, a ritual ceremony paying homage to the ancestral deities. So presenting to you my Bijaba. Thank you.
Indeed, it's a privilege for me to introduce Professor Premananda Panda. Of course, he could not be with us due to the problem associated with air travels, as you know. But he was with us about a decade back. We invited him to our department. 2 days he was with us and he delivered beautiful lectures. And Professor Premananda Panda was an alumni and also a faculty of Sambalpur University. He was professor and head. He taught not only anthropology, even management for 2 to 3 decades. He was visiting a number of countries, US, Philippines, South Africa, England and Singapore. In addition to a number of research projects, he was in collaboration with one of the global project of genome studies. So this is a proud opportunity for us to listen to him. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all. Now it's the time for me to deliver a talk, but I will curtail it due to the shortage of time. I will be talking something on tribal identity and tribal rights, with special reference to forest-related things. My talk is been dedicated to the departed soul, the relentless fighter, and a tribute to our late Samta, the young spirited fighter of Munda community in Sudan. Now, let me start speaking that every individual has its own unique features. Birsamda has got a unique combination of a thinker, a fighter, and a doer. The thinker, as a thinker, he was thinking on the community and the community's safety for its resources and identity. He is a pride for the entire nation because he has initiated certain strategies to make people realize, to make power realize that everyone has its own stand. And if it is a democratic world, we need to stand in equal footings. So thereby, my talk would be dedicated to Birsa Munda on this occasion of the Janajati pride. Now, I will not use the term tribe, it's because tribe is a term coined by the British. And thereby, if I am talking something on the Janajatis, in certain context I need to refer to the word tribe because I have taken statements from other writers. So thereby, I will be speaking mostly on Janajati, not on tribe. Now we don't have tribes in India at present. We have only scheduled tribes. You know, because the tribe has been used to make an administrative category referred to as new tribes under Article number 342 of the Constitution. Now let me start saying my own talk. India or the Bharat's tribal India, otherwise known as Bharat's tribal history, is better known as the trajectory of historical meanings of Janajatis for the last several centuries by the outsider agencies, especially put severe among the British colonizers. I mean, it was a difficult time for the tribal Mundas, tribal communities as such in the entire India during British period. Of late, our government of India has recognized the sufferings of Janajatis who were subjected to historical injustice, that they were subjected to historical injustice and therefore special treatment indicating the protection and promotion have to be clearly mentioned in the recent law. In fact, we have seen that a Forest Right Act that has come into being as the Forest Right Act, otherwise known as the forest right of the people living in the hills and forests and other traditional forest dwellers. That was enacted in 2006, but the rules framed have taken a little time. It was again, say, amended in 2011 and 2012. This amendment is intended to make it more feasible to get the benefit for the tribals. Then they have, the tribals have been, Janajatis, otherwise known as and literally tribals by many people as a constitutionally discriminated category to be preferred, to be taken as inclusive strategy to include them and make them having the entitlement of their own resources, and thereby the opportunities given by Government of India through Constitution must reach them, and as they avail the opportunities, possibly they will be coming closer to our own mainstream.